Well, the good news is that it appears, at least at this point, that Iran is not going to launch any sort of serious retaliation against the United States for Donald Trump's bombing. And that's a good thing. They have launched a series of missiles at American installations in the Middle East. It looks like nearly all of them were intercepted. No one was killed, no real damage of any kind. It looks like Iran kind of gave everybody a heads up that this was going to be happening, and they targeted their missiles in such a way as not really to do any damage. This was face saving. This was, Iran had to strike back in order to save face, but they did it in such a way so as to de-escalate the situation. So hopefully this is going to be the end of it. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but this is good news if this is what in fact has happened, and if this is in fact the end of Iran's retaliation. All around, it looks like this was probably a pretty worthless exchange. Donald Trump doesn't seem to have accomplished his stated goals. I don't think his stated goals were his real goals, or at least the real reasons why he went in. I don't think he told the truth about this. Didn't really have anything to do with Iran being close to the acquisition of a nuclear weapon, because there's no indication that they were close to acquiring a nuclear weapon. I think that this had much more to do with the warped psychology of the madman that the American people elected president. I think it has much more to do with the fact that he was utterly embarrassed multiple times over the last week or so, well, 2 weeks, with his stupid little dictator parade that was an utter embarrassment, with the No Kings protests against him, with his embarrassment at the G7, where world leaders were pretty much laughing at him to his face, and he left there early with his tail between his legs rather than suffer any more humiliation. I think he wanted to lash out and look like a tough guy. I think the New York Times was right in their assessment that Donald Trump saw how the Israeli airstrikes against Iran were playing on Fox News. The Fox News audience loved it. And so Donald Trump wanted to do the same thing so that he could get some good press after all of that humiliation and embarrassment. It's sick that we're even in this position, but at least for now, it looks like the real threat has passed. Fingers crossed that this doesn't escalate further, but looks like this might be the end of it. But it's not the end of this kind of bullshit from Donald Trump and the constant threat that this country and the world is going to be under as long as this deranged sociopath is president. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Later.